Before you grab that margarita, fake mustache, or sombrero, let's have a talk about Cinco de Mayo. Yes, it's time for another edition of Celebrate, Don't Appropriate. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Joy with Unexpected Virtual Tours and Training, where we host radically creative DEI and team building events for remote and hybrid teams. Hey, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest best practices in DEI and virtual team building. So in this edition of Celebrate, Don't Appropriate, we want to talk about and set the record straight on one of the most appropriated holidays of any celebrated in America. And that's Cinco de Mayo. This topic matters because celebrating cultural diversity in the workplace is a great thing that can foster a sense of belonging when it's done correctly. Fostering a healthy, inclusive work environment leads to innovation and team success. Believe me, this is not about avoiding the celebration of the vibrant and relevant culture of Mexican Americans. It's about honoring the culture in ways that are thoughtful and respectful. And that starts with knowing the story. But what's to know? Well, Cinco de Mayo is like the U.S. 4th of July, but it's Mexican Independence Day from Spain, right? Not exactly. Mexico celebrates its independence from Spain on September 16th. Cinco de Mayo does reference the revolutionary struggle of Mexicans against a colonial European superpower, but actually it wasn't about the Spanish at all. The 5th of May commemorates the pivotal Battle of Puebla in 1862 against Napoleon. No, not this Napoleon, but rather this one, Napoleon III and his Second French Empire. And this was some 40 years after the original Napoleon's reign. The Mexicans won the battle but lost the war, and they were ruled by Emperor Maximilian for the next 3 years. So yes, the 5th of May marks a minor win for Mexico, and yes, beating back colonial powers, even temporarily, is a great reason for people to celebrate. But we can already see some big holes in the story that's been going around. If we've gotten so much of that wrong, maybe we should look a little closer at how and why we go to a place of misunderstood and often caricatured celebrations. So how did Americans even begin to celebrate this holiday? This holiday grew in popularity during the mid-20th century as a way to encourage Mexican immigrants to the U.S. to have pride in their heritage and communities. Popularity swelled in the 1960s when Chicano activists embraced the holiday as a way of identifying with historic anti-colonial activists. The 1862 Cinco de Mayo victory carries a strong anti-imperialist message, and that resonates with many Mexican Americans. The idea of ragtag Mexican army facing down and defeating powerful colonial forces is the perfect thing to rally around. And everyone, especially America, loves a good David versus Goliath action story. It's just begging for Hollywood's attention, right? But wait, this is all good stuff so far. We have a stirring battle where we get to root for liberation, and we have a community and activist base that has approved of the day as a way to celebrate Mexican culture in a show of solidarity across borders. So when did it go wrong? As is the case in so much of history, we can throw some side-eye toward the 1980s. That's when brewing companies turned Cinco de Mayo away from a holiday celebrating people's struggle for self-determination into a drinking holiday that today sells more beer than St. Patrick's Day. So let's review. We know what the date means. We know that it's founded in wonderful intentions and that over time, the holiday has been perverted by special interests with products to sell. Does that mean we should all stop celebrating Cinco de Mayo? Well, not necessarily. Let's talk about that. The way to honor Cinco de Mayo respectfully is to stop thinking of it as a holiday centered around excessive drinking and instead go back to those roots that lie in the struggle for self-determination. So next May, consider how you and your team might learn more about the legacies of imperialism or Mexican history and culture. But even then, remember when celebrating any holiday that's outside of your personal experience, it's important to avoid playing into stereotypes. Cultural celebration should never involve caricatures, offensive costumes, or perpetuate stereotypes of any kind. Items like sombreros and ponchos become problematic when they're worn as costumes or used as props for the occasion. Celebrating Cinco de Mayo in the workplace can be a beautiful, inspiring, and unifying experience when approached with authenticity and respect. By fostering open conversations, educating ourselves, and involving our colleagues, we can create a more inclusive, harmonious, and yes, even more fun workplace. Thanks so much for joining us. We'd love to hear about your experiences celebrating Cinco de Mayo at work, so keep this important discussion going below in the comments. And you can also find links to our free DEI and team building resources, as well as links to our live events in the description below. Let's continue building a welcoming world that celebrates our differences. And until next time, stay tuned, stay informed, and stay together. We'll see you back here soon.